anybody wants to take a chair and sit down, we'll get started. We have somebody here that wants to film it. We don't know if people are in favor of it or not. He did a story about the gravel that was supposedly missing a few years ago. He did a story then. We don't need any hecklers from the crowd, or we'll shut her down right now. We're just going to put it to a vote. If the people want him to tape it, and our candidates can vote if they want this taped. And if it is taped, he has to leave information about his website where we can go view what he has taped. Probably 5 to 10% of the people here know about his website. Probably 90% have never heard about it. So who's in favor of this meeting being taped by the journalist? How many opposed? It looks like it's pretty close to me. So maybe we'll have to get people to write their vote on a piece of paper, just a simple yes or no, because unless somebody wants to stand here and count them. So, you'll count them. Can we get some little pieces of paper handed out to everybody to vote? And while we're doing that, we're going to introduce the candidates, and then we're going to let them have Ian.
Is this fellow going to write an article about what he...
He will probably write an article on his website.
Look at that article before he publishes it? Because I think most of the people that wrote the article are on the paper.
Yeah, so that's why we're going to put it to a vote. So we're going to introduce our candidates, and then we're going to give them each a little chance to introduce themselves and give them about 3 minutes or so to tell us why they want to run for council in Empress. So first here we have Roberta, and then we have Donna. She's our lone incumbent. And Donna, we thank you for everything you've done the past 3 years for council. You put a lot of work into it, and it's thankless. Next we have Don Hensel. And then we have Ted Bullock, Amber Kennedy, Richard Russell, Vivian Mosley, and Cassandra. Pardon me? Casimira, right, Robson at the end. So we'll start in alphabetical order, the last name. So it looks like Roberta is going to be the first one to just introduce herself, and has about 3 minutes to tell us what she wants to run for council for.
Okay. My name is Roberta. I'm not happy with it being filmed. I wish we could wait until our vote had been cast in regards to whether it's taped and whether it's put on a website. That being said, my name is Roberta Dahl. I am a senior. Maybe doesn't look like it, but I am. I moved to Empress in January of 2024 and have been remodeling a mobile home just south of the water park. My reason for wanting to run for council is there was so much information in the new land use bylaw that I found it overwhelming because I was not familiar with what we currently had. And now we have a whole new 78 pages to understand. Part of why I want to be on council is to hear what people have got to say about the land use bylaw and about Empress as a whole. About half of our population in Empress is new. The other half have been here since birth or a number of years. We do not have a school. However, we've now got a private school that has started, which is a bonus for the young families in the community. And we have a wonderful community hall here that is starting to bring our community together, playing cards, film nights, just opportunity to meet as a community and get our viewpoints out. We don't all have to agree, but it's nice to know what everybody is feeling and thinking about anything that's going on. The idea of what's good for Empress in the future. What's happened in the past, we can't change, but we can learn upon it and go forward. I look forward to your vote on October the 20th, and I am having coffee tomorrow morning at the Red Fort at 11 o'clock, and I invite each and every one of you to attend.
Thank you, Roberta. Yeah, because Ted, we overlooked you, so like, gotta learn the alphabet, I guess. All right. We're hiding in the middle, so Ted Bullock will give his 3 minutes.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Ted Bullock. My parents are Pat and Ross, who most of you will know from years gone by. We have a store across the street here. Yeah, so I moved to Empress in 2016. And, you know, my background is as an engineer. I was trained at the University in Calgary. And I worked for a number of years at a company named Wartel Networks, which unfortunately no longer exists. And yeah, and then I consulted for large organizations. One of them was Morgan Stanley for a little while, a big financial investment bank. Let's see here. So, a couple things about me. I don't look like it because I'm a bigger man, but I'm also a 2-time cross-Canadian cyclist. I've ridden my bicycle across Canada 2 times. And I'm something very proud of, because I got to experience like country at like the ground level, where you go actually talk to people, see what it's like, see the terrain, introduce yourself to like thousands and thousands of people. Anyways, so I am running here for council, and I'm doing it from the context of like what's next and how to sustainably have communities like ours survive and maintain themselves.
Could you just hold it a minute until everybody settles down?
Yeah.
It's really hard to hear you. It's not your fault, just I'd like to hear.
Yeah, but
So everybody can just...
Would you like me to speak into this? Ooh. There we go. Hi. Yeah. So, that's some feedback. Let me adjust that. So, yeah, like I said, so my name is Ted Bullock. And yeah, so I'm running for council from the perspective of like what's next, right? You know, I have come to the realization that it's like at this point in my life, something that it's actually important to take responsibility for what it is that I want to see out there in the world. And is that a question?
No, he's trying to get
Okay.
the vote.
Yeah, and so what I'd like to see is, you know, Empress, like every single small town like it, is dealing with a whole bunch of very, very familiar challenges, right? You know, we have aging infrastructure, which I'm sure everybody here can speak to, and we have a relatively aging population, right? And those are just challenges that is pretty much true for anywhere you go in rural Canada, like rural Alberta, rural Canada, anywhere. And, you know, what I consider is that it's now I'm now at the part of my life where it's like, you know, I actually need to take some responsibility and, you know, see if I can guide, you know, or contribute to making sure that works. And, you know, the thing that astonished me is, like, when I first arrived here from Calgary, I was astonished at, like, the social cohesion like how tight-knit the community is. And that is, you know, I think almost one of the most important aspects of how.
Go away. There should be other people watching you count.
Yeah, of how these communities operate. And, you know, so part of this is we need to have some economic conversations, right? And we need to have some financial solvency conversations, right? Because financial solvency, I assert that it is not possible to operate outside of, you know, financial. That is like the law basis.
Don't touch my camera.
And
Move
on
right
top
now.
of that, it's like there needs to be a context for like what's
You're assaulting me.
where are we going? So like there's a variety of things I would like to look at inside of that, not the least of which is infrastructure. But there is, in my view, you know, a real opportunity, you know, as a community, as a team, to like, you know, guide ourselves where we're going.
Your time is up. And next we come to Donna Martin.
Sure.
Yep.
Pencil is before dawn.
Oh, pardon me, yeah. That's it.
Oh, yes.
Hi, I'm John Hensel, born and raised here. Left when I was 17, and I've come back over the years, and I've seen a lot of changes in the town. I've seen it go from a bustling town to near a ghost town. But I see now, I lived here for 5 years from 2009 to 2014, and things weren't looking that good then. But now I see new people in town, all the old shacks, people have bought them and fixed them up. We're looking good. As far as financially, as far as I understand, we're a viable community. This community over the years is, I've been told, is one of the few in the province that, small towns that has never borrowed money. We've always made it on our own. And I'm afraid there's people that want to go a different way. That's the main reason I'm here, because I don't see that as an option. Everybody thinks if we go to special areas, things are going to be so good, but there's no guarantee taxes are going to go down. It might still go up. Right now, there's a viability screening going on. Municipal Affairs is looking to see if we are viable, and I'm sure they'll find that we are. I'm a little nervous. I'm not a great public speaker. I've never had a lot of experience. But my heart is in this town, and there's things happening that are going to make a difference, you know. We've got next year there's a major project going on. We've sold 22 lots to this company, and that's a big boost to our tax base. When they get their buildings done, that's a big boost to our tax base. And maybe other industries will see it as a place to do business. And I want to be part of making that happen. That's about all I got to say. Thank you.
Donna, now you can have your turn.
Okay. Anybody that knows me knows I hate public speaking. I hate being put on display. This is not my idea of a good time, but here we are. For those that don't know me, my name's Donna Martin. I moved to Empress with my parents and siblings back, in the early 70s. So yes, I have been here for a while. And I look like a very young 60-year-old, so take that as you will. I went to school here. This was such a bustling town. School, a hardware store, grocery store, a bar, the whole bit. I started working when I was 12 at the hotel. And so I grew, and I worked at the town office. mowing the lawns and working as the student help. So my roots are very much grounded here. But as soon as I turned 18, okay, let's get out of Dodge, see the city lights, and learn something new. I continued with the service industry, and then I worked my way up to being human resources, where I did hiring, firing, I did SOPs, and all sorts of stuff. I really enjoyed that. My husband got sick, so we ended up moving back to town because Dad wanted some help at the store, and he was getting close to retirement, wanted me to take over, and I'm like, well, with Mike being sick, I said, okay, sure, let's move back. It was kind of distressing moving back. I had been to visit, and I knew things were happening, the hospital shutting down, losing our railway, and just seeing it, but coming back and seeing it in person was very hard. I also had come back and listening to people talk and complain, and it just wasn't the same. The spirit of some were still here, so we do know that it's grounded, and there are still people that come together. I can take, for example, my husband, when he passed away, this hall was packed, and I was overwhelmed. It was very nice to see people from all sorts that didn't talk, didn't get along, were in the kitchen, working together, helping me get through that day. It was nice to see, and I want to see that back. I love Empress. Oh, Lord. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you know, being up here, asking for your vote again, was a real hard decision. I had to think about it for a long time. I know people think, oh, being the incumbent is easier. I don't think so. I think it's harder. You're judged on the decisions that our council had made, some good, some bad. It is not an easy job. It is very thankless in some ways, but very rewarding in others. I'm very much into economic development. I want to see Empress, I don't want to see it get too big, I'm not the hat or anything, but I would like to see us be able to sustain ourselves and be able to afford for ourselves. So like the first time, I went in wanting to do what's best for the village. I feel we should try and govern ourselves for as long as we possibly can. Okay, thank you.
Okay, everybody voted. The results are no. So could you please shut your camera off? We did it the democratic way. That seemed to be the simplest. You seem to go along with it, and the results are no. They don't want it taken.
The voting has no legal force, and I will remain here. This is about public interest journalism. I'm not leaving.
Well,
Mike, what are you doing? Don't be a fool. Don't be a
this
fool.
far, we'll go with the Amber
Don't
next.
be a fool.
If we're gonna have a big squabble
Okay, fine, I'll
over this,
record it then.
I will do one thing. I will shut it down
We can
right now.
record, we can
And
record
as soon
it.
as all the candidates get their 3 minutes, then
Why
you
not?
can mingle with them.
Why wouldn't we want to record it? Transparency.
Because we had a sign up
So
there
that
that
we
people
can-
don't like to be photographed.
I don't give a shit.
I think you can speak over them.
It's a human rights case. We
Okay, Amber's gonna speak, and then we're gonna let the 3 remaining candidates speak, and then we're gonna shut it
It was
down.
also a
We
vote
can
taken,
record it.
so stay right there.
We can record it. Are you guys fools? Are you a fool, Mike? Are you a fool?
Bart, somebody's speaking.
Yeah. So, and we're
Hello.
gonna record them, okay?
Hi, my name's Amber Kennedy, and I moved here with my better half about September 15th, it would have been a year. We're building a home. We love Empress. We love how quiet it is. We love how quiet it is, the scenery. We love everything about it. I'm running for council because I just want to be a voice for the people. I want to be a voice for the people who have been here their whole lives, but I also want to be a voice for the new families. And I think that's something that I would do, and I would do very well. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you.
Short and sweet. Richard, your turn. Do you want to speak?
Hey, my name's Richard Russell. I retired here. I retired in Calgary a couple of years ago. We bought a house in Empress. Our plan was to travel Canada and use Empress as our home base. When we did the research and looked here, it was the perfect place to live, between two rivers. I'm a fisherman. I like it. We couldn't praise the place enough when we moved here. And then, life took a turn for us, and we went down another road, and we didn't travel, so we stayed in Empress. Did a lot of observing, asked a lot of questions. In the last 4 years, everything I saw was not what I heard. And it really threw me for a loop. The more I complained about stuff, the more I kept hearing, all you do is complain, you don't want to help. Well, I've offered to help lots. I've offered my knowledge to the people that were in charge. No one took it. Now, I'm so upset right now at the things that I've seen over the last 2 years that now I'm ready to move away. And my last choice is to not move. The last thing I want to do is move. I put everything we worked for into this house to live here and stay here for the rest of my life. This was our last move. And I don't want to pay higher taxes every year. That's not my intention here. I see potential here that if it's done right, I don't think we even have to pay a high tax. We can get away as a small community self-sufficient. And some of the brains I've talked to, some of the people here that are running, if the right people are together, it can be done. I mean, I don't want to go back and point on all the bad things that happened over the 4 years, but I think this next 4 years, if the right people are in place and their knowledge is combined, they can move us forward and bring up the bad things until they're fixed. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Thank you very much. Next will be Vivian Mosley. Most of us know Vivian. She's on the hall committee. You see her here every time at the farmers markets.
Hi, thank you everyone for coming tonight. It's amazing how many people showed up to support us, and I can let you know right now that we're all very appreciative. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Vivian Mosley. I have worked in administrative government for the past 30 years before I retired when I was 60. So I have a vast background in administration and marketing. And my biggest goal at this point, because I love Empress, I think it has an amazing amount of potential, and I think that we need to stop interbickering and all get on board together to move forward. So one of my visions is that I'm committed to ensuring high standards for our infrastructure, our recreational facilities, and programs, and we can all achieve this through council and administration cooperation and transparency. I believe we can do it with strong leadership, and you have, I believe it is 7 or 8 people up here who are willing to devote their time and services on behalf of you. And so think carefully. It would be really beneficial to have a board that represents different factions so that we can delve into things like our infrastructure, maintenance, marketing, which at this point should be huge. The gravel pit is not going to last forever, and I think we need to start now. Marketing Empress as the place to be, bring in new business, market through Palliser, which we've already started to do, and let people know that we are here. So we really need to work on our infrastructure. I also believe that together we can discuss all your ideas. And if that means that we need to, create a web page, ask your council. If that works, we could do that. I did speak with the office administration, and they said that they would be willing to put a newsletter in with the water bills, so that everyone has an opportunity to find out what is happening and if they're spending when. And I think it's really important that there be some sort of documentation for those people that do not have computers. For those of us that do have computers, great, we can get our information online. Okay. Pause because I have to read down.
We have about 30 seconds.
30 seconds? Okay, I'm Viv. Vote for me. Just say. Done.
Next is our librarian, Kashmir Robinson. So most of you know her from her job in the library.
I wrote something. I'm going to detract a little bit from it. So good evening, and thank you for being here tonight. This is a really good show up, so that's really exciting. My name is Kashmir Robinson, Cassie, that's easier for everyone. And I'm running for council because I care deeply about the community and the people in it. We moved here just over a year ago with lots of hopes. We have 5 children, and we were excited to raise them in a community that we ourselves grew up in, Hazar and Cremona. So we know what the little life is like, and we wanted that for our children. Unfortunately, my husband lost his job about a week into moving here, so we were supported by the community in so many ways. Friendship and help, tomatoes at our door, potatoes, zucchini, so much zucchini. We've had the pleasure of seeing kindness that you don't receive outside of these small villages. We lived in Drumheller, and for years we had family and friends there, and it's just not the same. We really want to make this our home. This is the place we want to be. And as a mother of 5, I think every decision we make as a community must consider the generations to come. And I know that there's not many children in town, and this is where I want to come in, and I want to pull in families. We need to continue. I want our children and all future families to experience the same sense of belonging and safety and opportunity that we've been so fortunate to receive here. I've spent the last 8 months working closely with residents through my role as library manager, seeing firsthand both the challenges and the incredible potential of this village. I want to bring that perspective to council. A focus on kindness, collaboration, and practical solutions while ensuring our village is thriving, resilient, and ready for the future. If elected, I will work to strengthen communication, ensure visibility, and create opportunities that benefit all residents, so that Empress continues to be a place we're proud to call home for ourselves and for the next generations. So thank you for being here and for caring about the future of Empress.
Thank you very much, candidates. Do you want to carry on? There's lots of cameras going, the camera's still rolling. Do you people still want to carry on?
Yes, we do not want to let anyone else interfere with this forum, and so I'm going to move forward.
Okay. I don't have any questions here right now, but the first question that I will ask, and whoever of you want to answer, if you are elected, are you willing to put in the time to go to meetings? Like the dump is in Youngstown, there's other meetings all over, and you have to be able to commit the time and be willing to drive to these places. That would be my question, is everybody willing to put in the time, what it takes to be on council? Roberta, you want to go first?
I do. I have just recently lost my one client I've had as a home care aide. For me to go and take care of him for 3 or 4 hours, or sorry, 3 or 4 days at a time, I drove 4 hours. Yes, I am willing to put in the time. Being retired, I have the time to put in. I have the vehicle to get me from A to B, and I have 2 ears that are willing to listen and bring back the information for the town of Empress.
I am also willing to put in the time. I have put in the time. I have gone all over the country for different meetings, so I am still willing to do that.
Yeah, same with me. I lots of time on my hands. Nothing to stop me from going wherever I'm needed.
Yeah, that's a easy yes. Well, just do it, thanks.
Sure, yeah, most definitely. Wherever I need to be, that's where I'll be. Maybe you go after we're out while I'm gone.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have, I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to commit. And I'm here now and I'm committing, and if whatever it takes. But that's answering your question. Now, I got a question for you, and you, and you. Are you going to treat the Oyeneco the same way when they show up?
In a democratic process, absolutely.
Huh? You have no right to do what you're doing. Everybody has a right to do
We can solve it. If you want me to say that's it.
If the Oyeneco was to show up, would you give them the same treatment? Would you? Yes or no?
Maybe we wouldn't.
Well, then, why are you giving it to him? You're being biased here.
I put it to vote, people answered.
It's not about a vote.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
Sure.
You can't take away the right to the press.
Vivian wants to speak.
Do you not defend our charter? What's wrong with you?
Bart,
You're a coward, you guys.
we don't need to have everybody here carrying on like they are.
Look at how you're carrying on. We got people blocking the
meeting
camera.
is adjourned. You can feel free to come up here and talk to the candidates. I hate to do it, but it seems like that's what it's coming to. So the people are here, they're available to talk to us if you want. And we thank them for